Okay, calculus people, here's a limit review number one, just to remind you how to do limits. So these are similar to the ones you'll see on your final, so make sure you can do these. So the first thing I do is the first one here. All I have to do with this one is straight up plug in 3. There's no fractions, there's no zeros over zeros or ones over zeros or anything like that. So just plug it in. So 3 cubed minus 5 times 3 squared plus 3 plus 7, 27 minus 945 plus 10 is, I don't know, I forgot to do this on my calculator before I started the video. So 27 minus 45 plus 10 is -8. Okay, so that's the limit. And you can check that with your calculator and look to see if that's the value at 3. Okay? All right, now this one, because it's a fraction, if you plug in -2, you get 0 over 4 plus 8 minus 12, you get 0 over 0, and that's not allowed. So what we often do is we factor to try to get this to be smaller. So x plus 2 on the top. If I factor the bottom, hopefully one of them is x plus 2, and then the other one would be x minus 2 times 6 makes 12, and then positive 2 and -6 makes -4. So that is correct. I would cancel these two, and I would end up with 1 over x minus 6. So the limit of the original is the same as the limit of this new one. So this limit as x approaches -2 of 1 over x minus 6, that limit is the same as the original. So this one I can just plug in. 1 over -2 minus 6 makes 1 over -8. So my limit is -1/8 or 1 over -8, whatever. Okay, this one is sort of similar. Actually, I'm going to skip this one because I just had a brain freeze. Let's practice our this question like this using the definition of the derivative by using the limit is also on your test. It's one of the optional questions, but some of the optional questions you don't know how to do, and I'm not even going to try to make you do them. So I'm going to focus on this because I know that we've talked about this. So we're just going to do the limit as h approaches 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x all over h. And our function is 3 minus x squared. So the first thing I need is f of x plus h. So that's going to be 3 minus x plus h squared. Okay, so that's going to be 3 minus parentheses x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. Okay, and then if I want to write it with no subtraction sign or no parentheses, 3 minus x squared minus 2xh minus h squared. Okay? So now what I need to do is, remember, it's f of x plus h minus f of x all over h. So I'm going to put this mess right here, which is f of x plus h. I'm going to put it in here. And then I'm going to minus f of x. F of x is 3 minus x squared all over h. Remember, when you do this, all the terms that have no h should cancel out. So if I change this to a plus, this to a minus, this to a plus, notice that -3 and +3, they go away. Let me just make that a bit. So -3 and +3 go away. Negative x squared and positive x squared, they go away. So I'm left with -2xh minus h squared all over h. And then I, simplify that as negative 2x minus h. Remember, divide everybody or nobody. So that's what we're supposed to do. And we're going to take the limit as h approaches 0. Well, now I just plug in 0 and I get negative 2x. That's the derivative based on the definition of the limit. And you knew that because if I give you this function, f of x is equal to 3 minus x squared, you would say, oh yeah, do the derivative rules. The derivative of 3 is 0, and then the derivative of minus x squared would be minus 2x. Like, yeah, of course that's the derivative. So it's a nice thing that you'd be able to check with something as simple as that one. And it doesn't get any harder than that one. Okay? All right. Well, good luck. Keep reviewing, and I'll talk to you Wednesday.